World Cup Supply is pleased to present the fourth video in our series focused on safety and on-hill equipment. Our topic today is general B-Net installation. B-Net is the most commonly deployed piece of protection equipment in today's training and racing venues. Different B-Net brands have specific attributes that may affect how they're installed, but in practice they should all function the same. B-Net systems are dynamic, since their design is tended to absorb and dissipate the athlete's kinetic energy and decelerate a fallen skier. B-Net alone may not prevent injuries or ensure athlete safety. Depending on the event, venue, course set, terrain, and snow conditions, additional protection may be needed. B-Nets may be used in combination with other safety systems like A-Nets or air pads. The first step is identifying the proper B-Net installation location. Typically, B-Net system locations are determined by a homologation safety plan and may be modified by the technical delegate or jury dependent on current conditions. It is generally accepted that 60 meters of B-Net are needed to decelerate a fallen skier. When covering a specific object, it is important to remember that 3 20-meter sections of fence should be woven together, with 2 sections located above the object and 1 section below. B-Nets should be set a minimum distance of 4 meters from any fixed objects or obstacles. When setting B-Net, poles and fence should be set perpendicular to the snow surface. Poles should be set a minimum depth of 20 centimeters or 8 inches and a maximum of 50 centimeters or approximately 19 inches. Nets should be installed without any sagging or pockets between the poles. The bottom edge of the SPM B-Net should be flush with the snow, never buried in the snow, and pulled tightly between the poles. Keep in mind that a bend in the B-Net pole indicates that the net may be too tight horizontally. SPM B-Net does not have a top or bottom, providing that the B-Net poles have been evenly woven through. If the B-Net poles are woven through the net only at the ends, then the poles should be away from the track, with the fence on the course side of the track. Connecting sections of B-Net is often referred to as weaving. Doing so allows one section of net to become seamlessly connected with another section, protecting the integrity of the net design and function. To connect sections of SPM B-Net, remember that the uphill nets must be placed on the course side of the downhill net, overlapping the beginning of the downhill section by a minimum of 1 meter. Loosen the SPM B-Net clips on the first pole of the second section to allow for slack in the net. Then weave the first pole of the second section through the top and bottom of the first section. The installation should be in line with the weave of the fence so that the poles from the first and second sections of fence are parallel. Once the second section of fence has been woven into the bottom of the first section, B-Net clips should be repositioned so that the fence is topped. Then continue to install the second fence in accordance with these guidelines. When the second section upright and installed, the last pole of the first section needs to be woven into the second section. Loosening the B-Net clips and pre-drilling the hole may help facilitate this process. When setting multiple rows of B-Net, the polycarbonate fence poles of each net should be staggered by 1 meter and not lined up directly with the poles of the system in front or behind it. Nets should begin with full separation, a minimum of 2 meters, between each row and maintain a consistent parallel distance. If multiple rows need to be connected together, the first pole of the venue side B-Net system should be woven into the system behind it at least 1 meter down. The fence should then angle out to a minimum of 2 meters and remain parallel for the remainder of its length. B-Nets should be inspected for damage prior to removal. Clearly flag any nets needing repair, tag the repair location, and segregate them immediately as they are removed from the hill. To remove SPM B-Nets, the polycarbonate fence poles should be loosened by twisting them from the snow. Kicking them may cause damage to the poles. Once poles have been removed from the snow and the net is lying on the snow surface, take a moment to align the poles to clearly delineate a top and bottom and straighten the net on the ground. Then, starting at the bottom, roll the net tightly and evenly as possible. Having an additional person to hold the top of the net will help make a tighter, more even roll. After the B-Net has been rolled, tightly secure the roll by securing the attached bundle straps. Before you put your B-Net into long-term storage, allow the nets to fully dry. SPM B-Nets should be stored in a dry location, away from direct sunlight, and not in proximity to any fuels or solvents, or directly on concrete or dirt floors. Ideally, B-Nets should be stored either upright or horizontally on racks to allow maximum air circulation. World Cup Supply is happy to assist you with any questions regarding SPM B-Nets, B-Nets in general, or any other SPM product.